Republican Governor Kim Reynolds argued in a high-profile, primetime speech Tuesday that Democratic President Joe Biden has pushed the country backwards for working families like those in Iowa. Instead of taking America forward, President Biden and his party seem to have turned us back to the late 70s and early 80s when fugitive inflation hit families, a wave of violent crime ravaged our cities and the Soviet Army mapped the world. Trying to draw again, he said. Reynolds spoke in front of the Iowa State Capitol, its golden domes glistening behind him. He wore a pin on his lapel, both an American flag and a Ukrainian flag. Reynolds was tapped by Republican leaders in Washington, D.C., for the party's official rejection of Biden's first State of the Union address, an honor usually reserved for rising stars who could embody a party's political message. The opportunity has already boosted Reynolds' national profile as he prepares to officially launch a re-election campaign. A strong performance is likely to catapult him into a more serious conversation about running for vice president on the 2024 Republican ticket. Reynolds began his speech by challenging Biden's foreign policy chops, criticizing his catastrophic withdrawal from Afghanistan and noting that Russia's invasion of Ukraine was a threat to democracy, freedom and the rule of law. But Reynolds, who has little experience in foreign policy, quickly moved toward domestic policy. "It's time for America to project confidence again," he said. "It simply came to our notice then. It's time to lead. However, if we are weak at home, we cannot project energy abroad. And tonight I want to discuss it with you." Reynolds introduces himself to the national audience. When she campaigned for first governor in 2018, Reynolds introduced herself to the nation in the same way she introduced herself to Iowa voters, with a story of working as a night shift in a grocery store as a young mother in the 1980s. 4 decades ago, when our nation was finally hit by inflation, I was a young working mother, just beginning, Reynolds said. My husband Kevin worked when I was watching our girls. Then we would change. Reynolds used the story to emphasize his humble roots in his first television commercial of 2018, which he called the Iowa Story. On Tuesday, he used it to hammer out Biden's on how inflation is affecting working-class Americans. "Across the checkout counter, I have seen the pain of inflation on the faces of my neighbors," he said. "I've seen mom and dad's paychecks buy them less and less. I've seen working people decide which things to take home and which to keep on the register. And now President Biden's decisions are hurting the whole new generation."